they did last week, scoring on the first drive of the football game. Now can they sustain it from here on out is the question. If you're just joining us, we welcome you on to our live stream as we had technical difficulties here to start, but our man Harrison Hall is working his tail off over here trying to keep it going for you guys as he has figured it out. And we're 6:53 to go in quarter number one. Grizzlies 7, Wildcats 0, and a boot here from Searles to Veach, and he's going to take it on the 15. He's coming near side, splits a gap. He's got to see him up to the 40, and another heck of a play by number 11, Andon Searles, as he gets one arm around the hip of the return man for these Wildcats and takes him down at the 42-yard line.
Just to recap, for those just joining on the live stream who weren't listening, the Wildcats of El Dorado got the ball first, ran the ball basically every play, and then they ended up going for it on fourth down and didn't get it. Grizzlies came out, got a big stop, got the ball, drove right down in a matter of a minute, and scored.
Sundgren under center. He's going to fake the pitch. Now he's going to hand it off, it's White handed off to Sundgren. It looks like he's going to gain 3 at the most on that first carry, and it's going to be second down and 7 here for these Wildcats, as I didn't quite see who was in on the tackle for Labette County on that one.
I believe it was Hunter Shaplowski, and I'm just getting ready to mention how vital he is. You don't really see it whenever you think or just look at this Grizzly team of Hunter Shaplowski, but he deserves that credit, and he deserves that recognition. He plays both ways, and he plays really hard.
And he plays nose guard as a running back.
Yeah.
So he's going up against some big guys in the middle.
He uses it to his advantage.
As it's White under center, as there's a snap, another handoff to Sundgren. No, White's going to pull it, and he's coming on the right side. Another great open field tackle by Labette County, as that's going to be number 15, Griffin Eaton, in on the tackle of Sundgren, and he's going to hold him short of the 49-yard lines where he's going to end up. So it puts these Wildcats back in another third down, as it is 3rd and 4 now here, or 3rd and 3 is what they're going to say on the video board. And so another big opportunity here for these Grizzlies to get the Wildcats off the field.
Yeah, and it looked like White was going to go for a lot more than he did, but Grizzly defense stayed home and got the stop.
As it's White going under center, Sundgren in the eye right behind him. There's a fake handoff and a pitch out now to the receiver, Drew Veach, and he's getting up the sideline, ran out of bounds at the 43-yard line. First down and 10 for the Wildcats into Grizzly territory, and that was a very quick fake handoff pitch here by these Wildcats.
Yeah, it was. They're essentially running this exact same play. They just go different directions with it. It's the same setup, same everything. They just choose to go different directions with it. And every once in a while, they'll put a guy in motion. We saw on the first play, made us jump off sides. But other than that, it's essentially the same thing.
A change on the defensive line. Shaplowski getting a breather. Kendall Bebb in for him, and Bebb gets taken out at the hip. And another heck of a tackle by Searles as he's putting on a clinic here in open field tackles. And it is a gain of about 5 on the first carry. And the D-line there, they all just got taken out down low as all of them offensive linemen just dove down towards their ankles with nothing they could do to stop it. And you just saw Stevens and Bebb just both turn over the top of them, El Dorado Wildcat linemen.
Yeah, and sometimes I worry about injuries whenever, those guys sometimes just get rolled around down there and their ankles sometimes get twisted when that happens. So really hope that we can stay healthy down there for both sides.
White under center, handoff to Sundgren, pulls it. Now he pitches it out. Nobody out there. It's Trace Fowler getting to the right side, picks up a block, and another open field tackle by Andon Searles. I believe he's already at 5 or 6 in this one, as he is all over the field for these Grizzlies early. But a first down for the Wildcats nonetheless, as they're now inside the red zone at the 14-yard line.
Where the Wildcats have had the most success is the initial fake handoff to the halfback or running back, and then the quick pitch out. It's usually been Fowler on that rotation, but they'll fake the handoff up the gut and then pitch it outside, and that's where we've had trouble catching up.
As Labette County looking here to make a red zone stop, the bend don't break defense is back in effect. 4 minutes to go in quarter number one. There's a snap and a handoff now to Sundgren. The Grizzlies sit right there on it. Sundgren not having any luck getting going early in this one, but Labette County's got to figure out how to shut down the option now, as it's second down and 8, and Shaplowski's checking back in on the defense.
Yeah, and as predictable as you may think the Wildcat offense is, you can't get lax if you're a Grizzly corner or a safety, because you never know when they might pull it and just, hit that quick slant or hit that stutter post. You just have to stay locked in if you're these corners.
2nd down and 8 here for the Wildcats. White going back under center. There's a snap and a fake handoff again to Sundgren. He's got a pitch out to his man number 8, Adam Cavallaro, and he will score it here for the Wildcats as it's 7-6. Wildcats on the board after the option play. Once again, it is a speedy option for these Wildcats on offense.
Yeah, that is the play of their heartbeat right now. If they don't have success on that play, then we have the ball right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that fake handoff up the gut and the pitch outside that just completely loses us. It sucks us in, and then we can't recover.
Going for 2 are the Wildcats. I'm not going to be surprised if we don't see one of the same plays here. Snap, fake handoff, pitch out the other way, and nobody's going to stop him. As going in for 2 is Jalen Rice, and that is, like Jack just says, the heartbeat of these Wildcats as they take an 8-7 lead over the Grizzlies with 3:16 to go in the first quarter. Let's pause for a 30-second timeout here. You're listening to Grizzly Football.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Hi, this is Brian at Bowen Pharmacy, and today I'd like to visit with you about how you take your medications. Did you know that when you miss 2 doses per week, that's 3.5 months out of the year that you missed your medications, and that can have detrimental effects on your health in a long time period. Here at Bowen Pharmacy, we have this great new machine called the Rapid Pack RX, and what this machine does is it takes all your medications, filters it down, and puts in this nice strip right here that you can pull out of this box. And at any time of the day that you need your medication, it's right here ready for you. Whether you take it 1 a day, 2 a day, 5 a day, or 6 times.
The lead will get the second chance to see the Grizzlies on offense following a very productive first possession as we're still waiting for the Grizzlies to get out on the football field for this return. Jack, we talked about it in the break a little bit, but the Wildcats live by 2 plays right now. A dive up the middle, and then an option with the running back in Sodgren, and then an option to 1 or 2 outside receivers.
Yeah, that's all that they're doing. You're exactly right. It's just a matter of which one are they going to do and which side. On the 2-point conversion, they were in the same play but to the left, not right.
And the key becomes one of your outside linebackers has to stay home. Do not fall in.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if Coach Argabright and his staff can make a change as there is a kickoff coming here from these Wildcats, and it's a boot up the middle, and this can be taken by Griffin Eaton, the man who does it all. He's looking to get to the near side. He stops and stutters and gets up to the 45, 35. 2 flags fly in. We'll see who the officiating crew has, as the back judge and the guy out in the front both threw it in the exact same area.
Yeah, this ref over here threw it farther than El Dorado's thrown a pass all game. Granted, they've only thrown like 1 pass, but he chucked that thing from the 40 of El Dorado to the 35 of Labette County.
It's a good throw.
It really was a good throw.
As there's a block in the back, according to the officiating crew, against Labette County. So mark it off a penalty here against the Grizzlies, as that's going to be starting field position for them at the 25-yard line. 1st down and 10, so we'll see what Holtzman and the Grizzlies can get rolling on this possession, which really surprised, I believe, these Wildcats with how well Labette County executed.
It did. I really do think they just thought, we're going to man up, send the house. This O-line's been struggling. Let's just send it. And Kendall Holtzman has looked comfortable, and he's gotten the ball out quick and to different receivers too.
1st down and 10, pistol set here for Labette County. There's a snap and a handoff to Shaplowski, as there's not much there, but he finds a little bit of space and at least gets back to what looks to be the original line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. 2nd down here for Labette County following the handoff.
I'm just watching the replay here. Yeah, just instant Wildcat in the backfield. And it's just hard. But trust me, if this drive goes as the last one, if this game's a shootout, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Better
totally
than the other way it's been.
Yeah.
As pistol set here for Labette County. There's a snap. Holtzman looking left. He's got pressure up the middle. Makes a man miss. Rolling to the right now. Stops, and he's going to eventually be tracked down. He did well to avoid one man, but could not avoid the second one as the sack comes by number 15, Cole Rickert. And it's going to be a loss of 4 on the sack, so it's 3rd down and long here for Labette County.
Yeah, he really was in a lose-lose situation. I think you just got to remember that you can throw the ball away. I mean, it helps with you with losing yardage if you don't take the sack and maybe getting injured if you don't take the sack. So you got to remember if you're Kendall that you can just throw that thing away whenever you're out there.
3rd down and 12 for the Grizzlies. Holtzman awaits the snap he has. He's dropping back, looking right. He's throwing a deep ball down the side to Griffin Eaton. Nearly in the reach of Eaton, just a bit overthrown. And it looks like it's going to be 4 and out. Or 3 and out here for the Grizzlies as Searles is coming on to punt it away for Labette County.
Yeah, and that's definitely not the drive you want coming off of a El Dorado score, but you also scored. I mean, the Grizzlies came out and scored in 5 or 6 plays. And then you come out and lose 3 yards and go 3 and out, and Wildcats are going to get good field position. Defense didn't get much of a break, but I mean, we knew this was going to happen every once in a while.
As there's a snap, a low line drive punt by Searles. Takes a Grizzly bounce and looks like he can go out of bounds about the 43-yard line inside Grizzly territory. These Wildcats will have their 3rd possession of the ball game. Let's pause for station identification here on KLKC. First down for the Wildcats at the Grizzly 43-yard line. Wildcats leading this one 8-7. A minute 44 remains in quarter number 1. White going under center with Sondgren in the backfield. There's a handoff, and he's going to pick up what looks to be 7 or 8. Fumble on the play. We'll see if the Grizzlies got to it as Sundgren looked to have lost the football, but the Wildcats signaled that they still have it. The officials are digging to the bottom of the pile, and indeed the Wildcats do come back out with it. So Grizzlies nearly catching a break here.
Yeah, I was going to say, you talk about a big break. I mean, we could have used that big time, but Sundgren with his first success up the middle, really, and that may be due to the fact of their success running the ball on the outside. You know, making the Grizzlies cover the outside and kind of forget about him up the middle. You cannot do that.
White going back under center with Sundgren behind him as there is a handoff, and Sundgren finds a big gaping hole in the middle of that defense and gets it inside the red zone all the way down to the Grizzly 24-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats.
And that's what's so deadly about the option set, right? I mean, it's all about making the defense guess. And you have success going one way for 3 or 4 plays in a row, the defense is going to put their money on you going that exact same direction, and that's when you go the opposite.
And you wonder how deep that playbook is. We haven't seen much, but I'm sitting here looking down at Coach Bell, and his play chart is long and very full. As there's a handoff up the middle here for the Wildcats. Sundgren once again picks up 8 on the carry, 2nd down and 2. And Jack, can you imagine what's all on that play sheet?
It would look like cryptic writing to me. I wouldn't be able to read any of it. And he's got something hanging from his pants, too.
He's got more plays.
That's a special playbook. We'll see that in the 4th quarter, I'm sure.
As there's 11 seconds on the clock remaining in quarter number 1, White going under center. We'll see if they elect to snap it here, and they do. And another handoff to Sundgren up the middle, lowers his shoulder, and is finally brought down by Cade Kernut. But Sundgren lays the hammer as it's going to be 1st and goal for the Wildcats. But at the end of quarter number 1, it is the El Dorado Wildcats 8 and your Labette County Grizzlies 7. Let's take a 60-second break here on KLKC. You're listening to Grizzly Football.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field, in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more.
Hey Parsons, I'm Anna. This is Raven. We're the Anna and Raven Show, and we can't wait to wake you up on Variety 93.5.
We're the show that's all about relationships. So if it's going on at home, at work, in your life, we want to know about it.
Also, every day a couple joins us for Couples Court. They tell us what their disagreement is about, and then it's up to you to decide who's right.
Want to win cash? You can challenge me daily in pop culture trivia. It's called Can't Beat Raven. Beat me, and you get the jackpot.
Get ready to laugh, Labette County. We're the Anna and Raven Show on Variety 93.5.
The Anna and Raven Show.
Defense in a very tough spot here to start quarter number 2, as it is 1st and goal for the El Dorado Wildcats, as they only have 7 yards to go till the end zone, and Sundgren is starting to pick up some pace here at the end of quarter number 1 and starting quarter number 2.
Yeah, El Dorado's doing exactly what they wanted to do since the game started.
As there's a handoff to Sundgren, the Grizzlies are right there on it. First man to the scene is Hunter Shaplowski. He's a little slow to get up. He slows him down enough till Searles and Stevens finish him off, or it looks like J.J. Collins maybe was in on the tackle, as we'll hope Shaplowski's okay. Coming in on the defensive front now for the Grizzlies is number 68, Glenn Price, replacing J.J. Collins.
That is one thing that does help a defense when you're going up against an offense like this, is whenever they are getting ready to score, there's less field for players to roam off to. They tend to stay home more.
As there's a snap and a pitch out, nobody is home, and once again, coming in late though, we'll see if they give it to him, and they do.
They did. Wow.
As it was number 11, Drew Veach, getting into the end zone. Griffin Eaton made a heck of an attempt to try and keep him out of the end zone, but was not successful. As they say, he reached out and got the pylon, so touchdown for the Wildcats. It's 14-7, and we'll see if the Wildcats elect to go for 2 here early on in quarter number 2.
Yeah, and this defense, I said it once or twice last week, this defense was on the field a minute ago. I mean, before they first stepped foot on the field for the second drive. The offense just went 3 and out quick, and that makes it hard on your defense.
White under center, hands it off to Sundgren. He shakes off the would-be tackler in Shaplowski and finds his way into the end zone. It is going to be 16-7 Wildcats, just 45 seconds in here to quarter number 2. Wildcats with a lead. Let's take a 30-second break, and the Grizzlies will be on offense here coming out of the timeout.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
To 7, Wildcats with the lead here, as they have scored on back-to-back possessions against these Grizzlies, and they've done it all in a matter of about a 7-minute span of game time. And Jack, it's just because of the fact of they finally figured out that the Grizzlies aren't prepared for that option yet.
Yeah, and you know that's on the scouting report. I mean, every team knows that. Well, in the Pitt State game last week that I got the privilege to call, Nebraska Kearney does the exact same things. And you just never know. One thing we haven't seen El Dorado implement, which is kind of scary, is throwing the ball.
They haven't had one pass, or I guess they've had one.
They attempted. I think it was on 4th down.
Yep.
But if they start implementing the throw into that option, the quarterback kind of fakes the pitch or fakes the run and then drops back to pass, your safeties could easily be beat over the top. So that could be a really scary thing.
As the kick is away for the Wildcats, it's going to be towards the near sideline and out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Benefit for the Grizzlies as they'll be marked off from that spot. And so the Grizzlies will have first down and 10 from, I believe, should be about the 25-yard line pending. Or actually goes all the way out to the 35 on an out-of-bounds kick.
Yep.
And so 35 is where the Grizzlies will set up shop. We'll see if the third possession turns out better for the Grizzlies than it did in the second one.
Yep. Yeah, and some people may call me crazy for saying this, but tell me if I'm wrong. It seems like if the Grizzlies want to win, they have to score on this drive or establish something. It has that feeling because El Dorado's settled in. They're right where they want to be on offense. Unless the turnovers,
It seems like that for the Grizzlies right now. It's crazy to say you're down 16-7 and this drive means a lot, but
we see it every week, and they got to score.
The Wildcats are on a roll right now, and so you've either got to keep your defense off the field and let them get hot, but a direct snap to Shaplowski, no one is fooled, and it is a loss of 2 on the play, loss of 3. So it's going to be second down and behind the chains for the Grizzlies to the 13.
I mean, I'm all for changing up the sets, the play calling. It definitely helps keep a defense in check just a little bit. But it looked like that was kind of an option for Shaplowski to pitch it to Holtzman for the vertical at the top.
As it's pistol set for Labette County once again. Holtzman with the snap, dropping back, looking left, looking right. Now he goes over the middle to his intended receiver, number 14, Matthew Boyle, on the reception as they gain back the lost yardage. So it's third down and 10 now for Labette County.
I know that was a short gain, but it was a completed pass, and the Wildcats blitzed again. Kendall hung in there, delivered the pass, put it on the money, but every time that they have sent the house, we have had success in the air.
3 wide receivers split out to the top side. It's Boyle, Searles, and Eaton. Shotgun snap to Kendall Holtzman. He's rolling out right. He's looking over the top to Eaton, and it is an overthrown ball out of bounds, and it's going to be fourth down and 10 for the Grizzlies. And here comes the punt team once again for Labette County.
Yeah, it was kind of an awkward spot because you had Griff who wasn't necessarily, just blanketed in coverage, but there was a guy in front of Griff and a guy kind of behind Griff. So there was very, very little room for error in that pass from Kendall.
As it's fourth down and 10, not what you want for Labette County. Is just 60 seconds of game clock comes off, and the Grizzly defense is going to have to make their way right back out on the field.
Yeah, and they were just out here.
Yeah, and there's some confusion on who was supposed to be where, and they get it set right before the play clock, and a boot from Searles. It's a quick one as it takes a Grizzly bounce and looks to go out of bounds at the 45-yard line inside El Dorado territory. Wildcats score on their previous 2 possessions. They're looking for more here against these Grizzlies as it's 16-7. Let's pause for station identification here on KLKC. Go in the half. Wildcats on the offensive attack once again here, as it's going to be White going under center with Sundgren behind him. There's a snap and a fake handoff once again to Sundgren to the edge. It gets to Summers, and he gets out of bounds around the 49-yard line, pushed out by Russell McCarty and number 33, Kay Cronut. Second down and 3 here, or 4 for the Wildcats.
You could at least tell that the Grizzlies were ready for it that time, for that pitch. They were kind of waiting on him, to do it again. So at least, they've made some adjustments and some mental changes since the last drive.
Wildcats waiting for the play here on this one, as it is second down and 4, they're going to say here for the Wildcats. We'll see if the Grizzlies can come up with another stop, as there's a snap and a handoff to Sundgren up the middle, and nobody's there. Hit about 5 or 6 yards past the original line of scrimmage, and it's first down and 10 for the Wildcats inside Grizzly territory to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, in this game, I felt like the first quarter went by fairly quickly, and clock's chunking away in the second quarter already. El Dorado's really settled in to their game, which isn't what you want if you're Labette County. But El Dorado looks pretty comfortable right now. They're in their bag, as the cool kids say these days.
I didn't know that was a saying, so.
Yeah. You must not be a cool
I'm
kid.
not a
Will.
cool kid, man. I'm not around kids anymore.
Yeah.
As it is a snap and a fake handoff, but there is a flag on the far side. It looks like a false start penalty against the Wildcats, so back them up 5, and a blessing here, as you might want to say, for Labette County to put these Wildcats behind the chains here on first down. So it's going to be first down and 15 for the Wildcats. A timeout on the field, I believe. It's going to be timeout Labette County. And it is. So timeout Labette County. Let's pause for a 60-second break here on KOKC. You're listening to Grizzly Football.
At Labette Health, we've earned our place as a top 100 hospital in the nation for joint replacement. Serving a 6-county area since 1961, Labette Health has also earned national recognition as a respected regional medical center renowned for its comprehensive healthcare services and commitment to high-quality patient care. With over 80 physicians and providers throughout southeast Kansas, Labette Health is 100% devoted to medical excellence. For more information or to find a provider near you, call 620-421-4881 or visit LavetteHealth.com.
Labette Grizzly basketball is brought to you by Bartlett Co-op with 8 convenient locations in southeast Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Contact Bartlett Co-op for all your farming needs in Bartlett, Edna, Oswego, Mound Valley, Chitopa, Coffeyville, and Big Cabin.
Defense making their way back out onto the football field. 9:20 to go in the half, and it's the Wildcats behind the chains. First down and 15 to go here as the Grizzlies are looking to try and get a stop here and hopefully try and knot this one back up before the half is over, as it gets a little dicey when these Wildcats get into their option sets. White goes under center once again and snap and pulls it once again and options it out. And there's nobody up the sidelines. That's Jalen Rice getting it all the way past the first down marker +5. And it's going to be first down and 10 for the Wildcats just like that, down to the 27-yard lines where it looks like. And the Wildcats are in hurry up as they're backing them up. I'm really confused.
Wow.
The chain gang moved. So I don't know what exactly is going on. So I don't know if he had a first down, but they're going to snap it and go anyways. They're going quick, and White pulls it down, and he's looking to run as he goes out of bounds at the 22-yard line. First down close to anyways here for the Wildcats. We'll see where the marker is. But they're saying he stepped out of bounds back there, and Coach Bell here for the Wildcats is not pleased with it. But either way, they've got 2 first downs really quick, or they're going to say he's just shy of a first down here, 2nd and inches.
Yeah, it's hard to stop this offense whenever you're set and ready to go. They've been taking their precious time, but on a couple plays, they'll get up there and snap it within seconds and not let us get set.
White goes under center, the snap and a handoff this time to Sundgren as he's got blockers to the right side, sheds the tacklers, 2 tacklers, and lunges in as he breaks tackles from Shaplowski, along with number 31 for the Grizzlies. Cody Hamilton puts 6 on the board for the Wildcats, and it's 22-7 here in quarter number 2 as we're 4 minutes in. And the Wildcats are going to go for the quick snap as they're going for it quick, as they're playing quick, and a quick 2 on the board for the Wildcats just like that. And it is 24-7 El Dorado. And let's take a 60-second timeout. It's all Wildcats in quarter number 2 early. As 24-7, 8:57 to go. Let's pause for station identification and a 60-second break on KOKC.
As the area's leading hospital, we believe your best days lies ahead of you. And as a nationally recognized hospital, we work to ensure that your tomorrows are the best they can be. At Labette Health, instead of thinking about what you need out of a hospital, we've thought about what you need out of life. And with our multiple award-winning care, we're creating a higher quality of life for our patients. At Labette Health, we center around you.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
The Wildcats out of bounds at the 8-yard line. And so it'll set up shop for Labette County once again at the 35-yard line. And that's huge for Labette County, as that's a 30-yard penalty, 30-yard plus penalty on the Wildcats.
Yeah, it is, and you got to take every yard that you can get. But that penalty will render pointless if we don't make them pay for it here and go score. I mean, the productivity that we saw on the first drive was just beautiful. It was executed so well. They were exploiting the holes in the Wildcat defense, and we just stopped seeing that after that first drive.
As Jack Leak III hits it right on the head here. 24-7. It's all Wildcats since the Grizzlies' opening drive. And we'll see if they can get something rolling once again on the offensive side, as it's Holtzman and Shaplowski in the backfield once again. Split out to the near side is Griffin Eaton, as there's a quick snap, fakes the handoff, rolling out to his left. Now he's in trouble, makes a man miss, and finds back on the near side Griffin Eaton as he's trying to go forward, as he's taken down at the 38-yard line. Gain of 4 on the first play from scrimmage here on this drive.
Nice job by Holtzman on that play, though. He's made a man miss twice tonight, and he got right by his defender and regained kind of his balance and stance and delivered a nice ball to Griff on the outside.
Pistol set once again here for the Grizzlies. Shaplowski lined up behind Holtzman, as there's a snap, fake the handoff, fake it twice, now rolling out, looking, and throws a little fade pattern right into the exact area of where his man was, and that's John Kohler on the reception inside El Dorado territory to the 48-yard line. First down and 10 for Labette County. That's the first down they have had since their first drive of this one.
Yeah, and we start to see some execution again, throwing in the holes of the defense. I mean, he was wide open. He was wide open just in a hole in the defense. So I really like to see him just take advantage. I talked about using the leverage that you have over the defense last week, and we see it perfectly right there.
As there's a direct snap to Shaplowski, fakes the handoff. He's running backwards, nowhere to go, as there's 5 Wildcats in the backfield, maybe 6 now, as they all came through that line in a hurry. And behind the chains, the Grizzlies go for a loss on the play of, it looks like, about 6 yards is what they're going to say, 5. And so second down and 14. I mean, they're even giving one more. Second down and 14 for Labette County.
Yeah, he fights for every yard. He was being ganged up on by 5 Wildcats right there and still fought for every yard.
There's a snap, fakes the handoff, rolling out is Holtzman under pressure and nearly into his hands of his favorite target, Griffin Eaton, is just out of his reach by just a matter of inches, as it's third down and 14 here for Labette County, and the playbook gets real short now for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that was a very nice throw, though, by Kendall. And you can tell he seems the most confident to me, or the most excited to make a play whenever he gets that rollout call. He really likes to roll out of the pocket, it looks like to me. But he delivered that almost on the money. Griff could have brought that down, but just a little bit too high.
As it's third down and 14 here for Labette County. 3 wide receivers split out. There's a snap to Holtzman. He's dropping back, looking to pass. He's under pressure, and he is going to be sacked. 3 Wildcats in the backfield and all on Holtzman. And it's a loss on the play. Takes him all the way back to the 40-yard line. Punt team comes on for Labette County as it Searles on for the Grizzlies.
That was almost a delayed blitz. Like, they didn't initially rush the quarterback. Kendall took the snap and just stared left the whole time, and it was almost like when the Wildcats realized he's not going to look my way, I'm just going to go get him, and sure enough, they got there in time.
As there's the snap and coming through the line quick, and the Grizzlies pull it down. They may have a first down if he can pick up a block. Searles keeps going, picks up the first down, but a flag back at the 40-yard line, and not what the Grizzlies wanted, as that's in the opposite side of the field of where the play was going.
The best time to run a fake punt is to not call a fake punt.
So that was a fake punt. He was just through there really quick.
Yeah. That was not intentional. It was about to get blocked, so he had to go.
As officials are discussing the flag on the field, as there's three of them at center field discussing it at this moment.
That does make you wonder, though, how often you could get away with that. Like, how many times do you think you could just tuck and run a punt? Because the defense has no idea you're going to go for it like that.
As there's a mighty discussion, as they're all sitting there, three of them, and they've been in conversation here for quite a little bit trying to figure out what the exact call is, and maybe with some Grizzly luck they'll pick up the flag.
They're talking. The longer they talk, the more hope that I have.
That's true, especially when you think it's on you.
Exactly. Exactly.
As they're still working it out here. While we have a moment, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors for tonight's football game. We'll get through the ones we can while they continue to discuss. I'm going to turn it over to Jack for that.
Yeah, sponsors for tonight's game include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Gilmore and Newland, and Labette Bank.
As there is what the Grizzlies needed. They're going to pick up the flag, and it's going to be first down Labette County following the fake punt call by the Grizzlies, or non-fake punt call by the Grizzlies, and Searles rumbles all the way out for a first down. And so Grizzlies football here, as it will set up shop.
No.
Maybe not. I don't know how it's.
Are they just
giving
giving
him? He was shy of the first down because that's right where he went.
It looked like he dove right over the first down stick.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm talking like a yard or two.
And so for whatever reason, we may have to go back and watch that on our phones, but they're going to say it's Wildcat football, first down and 10 at the 45 following the flag being picked up. As there's a snap and a pitch out now to number 22, Rice, and he runs into his own defender and goes down after a gain of 4. And here's the thing, Jack, I just looked up. There was 4 Wildcat jerseys down the field. O-linemen, might I say, 3 O-linemen, and Andon Searles was on the ground. You think there's a strategy to who they're trying to make sure doesn't make the tackle?
Yeah, Andon has had a phenomenal game. I mean, he's been all over the place on special teams, kickoff returns, just on defense, open field, backfield. Andon has played a big role in this Grizzly defense right now, tonight.
Back under center, White goes. And there's a snap and a handoff to Sundgren. Gets it to the 50, so another gain of a couple yards. So third down and 5 here for the Wildcats. 5:30 to go in quarter number 2 as the clock is winding here at the BG Product Veterans Sports Complex.
Talk about a complicated name.
No kidding. That's why I was trying to make sure I read it right, but all the players are standing right in the middle of it.
It's a very complex name.
It is. It's very specific.
Well, it has complex at the end of it, but that too.
All right. I'm just going to ignore you and keep going. As going under center is White. As White takes the snap, hands it off, and a whistle on the player. We assume since all the players stopped, we can't hear anything that's going on the field. And it is a flag for false start against the Wildcats. And it's going to be third down and 10 here for El Dorado.
Yeah, and that's going to change the play call a little bit. If you're Labette County, you're looking to get the ball back and try to go score again before you go to the locker room, because the Wildcats offense, for those of you just joining, likes to, unless they have a breakaway run, they like to run this clock down quite a bit. So 4 minutes and 40 seconds, they could run that down if we let them. 4:30 to go here in
this first half action. Wildcats 24, Grizzlies 7. There's a snap and a pass option, but a flag in the back, and it's delay a game against the Wildcats as they're starting to get a little out of sync here, and a 3rd and 15 now benefits these Grizzlies.
Yeah, it does. It's looking more hopeful we're going to get another shot to go score again. The Grizzly defense has done a good job. And you wonder, if El Dorado's just some of these penalties are being caused because of the Grizzly defense.
So a long 3rd down here for the Wildcats. We've only seen one pass so far in this one. Maybe we'll see another one here from these Wildcats. We'll see as White goes under center as there's a snap dropping back to throw it, or the Wildcats stepping up in the pocket, and a deep ball way overthrown. Nearest man is a white jersey, and that's John Kohler, as it is 3 and out for the Wildcats. First time in this one as they tried to go for it on their first possession, did not succeed. So 4th down and long, Wildcat punter coming on, and that's number 66, Gavin Bell.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Grizzlies force a true punt. I mean, it's 4th and 15. They're going to punt the ball, so that was a nice stop at midfield by this Grizzly defense.
As there's a boot from Bell, and it's a line drive kick taken at the 22-yard line. It's Andon Searles lowering his shoulder and getting it out to the 40, and it's 1st down and 10 Grizzlies at the El Dorado, or at their own 40-yard line. And not a bad punt from Pell, and I'm pretty sure, Jack, if I think about it, that might be the first punt the Grizzlies have had all season. Punt return.
Whenever I was saying it felt good to force a punt, I was kind of thinking that, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say it. But we'll continue with our sponsors: Labette Bank, Woodworth Enterprise, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Labette County Mental Health Services, Tank Connections, USD 506. Wood Dula Harry Insurance and Real Estate, the corner store of Altamont, Community National Bank, and Snyder Lawn Care.
As there's a snap to Holtzman. He's dropped back looking to pass. Blitz coming from these Wildcats, and they are all over Holtzman. And it is a big loss. A 13-yard sack on the play by the Wildcats puts the Grizzlies way behind the chains here on 2nd down.
Yeah, and Holtzman's he's not the fastest quarterback, but he wasn't quite. He was starting to exit the pocket, but I understand. The play develops so quickly that you don't really want to throw that ball away. But he has to remember that is also an option if he gets far enough outside of the pocket.
Timeout El Dorado here. 3:49 to go, and they call a timeout following the 13-yard loss on the play. Let's pause for a 30-second break here on KOKC. You're listening to Grizzly Football.
Hi, this is Brian at Bowen Pharmacy, and today I'd like to visit with you about how you take your medications. Did you know that when you miss 2 doses per week, that's 3.5 months out of the year that you missed your medications, and that can have detrimental effects on your health in a long time period. Here at Bowen Pharmacy, we have this great new machine called the Rapid Pack RX, and what this machine does is it takes all your medications, filters it down, and puts in this nice strip right here that you can pull out of this box. And at any time of the day that you need your medication, it's right here ready for you. Whether you take it 1 a day, 2 a day, 5 a day, or 6 times per day, we can make that happen for you. It's all interfaced with our pharmacy system, and when it runs through, it puts all those times down for you. It even prints the medications on the strip, and you can take it throughout the day without having to take your bottles with you. It helps you stay compliant, helps you stay healthy, and it's going to give you a long life to live to enjoy. Here at Bowen Pharmacy, we're always thankful that you choose us to be your local provider. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Situation for Labette County following the big sack by the Wildcats. They call a timeout, forcing the Grizzlies to have to make something happen here as they're looking for more at the end before this half is over. Holtzman is in the pistol with Shaplowski behind him. 3 split out to the far side, and it's Boyle, the lone receiver, on the near side. Man in motion is Searles as there's the snap. Fake. Searles comes over and lines up on the near side. And so it's 2 each side now. The Grizzlies looking. There's a snap now rolling out to the left side. And a short underthrow to Eaton as he picks up about 8 on the play. And, Jack, that's what we talked about. We talked about during the break. That's what you've got to do.
Yep.
You've got to take the short yardage and get the ball out quick. Get it into your playmakers' hands. Not wait, throw it deep type mentality.
Yeah, I mean, really, this is factual. I mean, if you take the snap in your Kindle and you wait more than
3
a
seconds?
4 count, yeah,
You're getting
somebody's
sacked.
going to be right there in your face.
Yeah. Slant patterns, screens, underneath, quick hitches, anything. Get it out of his hands because he is getting ate alive in the backfield if he does keep it longer than that time. As the Wildcats called their final timeout of this half, as they're leading 24-7, looking for at least one more opportunity to score here on these Grizzlies before the end of this first half action in El Dorado, Kansas. And if you're the Grizzlies, that's exactly what you do not want to happen.
Exactly, yeah. Wildcats are going for the jugular, calling that timeout. You know, they want to get the ball back. They want to make this game 32-7 at half, 31-7. And boy, would it look a lot better if it was, 24-7, or if the Grizzlies can get a first down here is yet to be found out.
As it's going to be Holtzman once again in the pistol with Shaplowski behind him. 4 wide receivers split out here for the Grizzlies. There's the snap, looking for a ball, nowhere to be found. Searles and Eaton were both in vicinity. I don't know who it was supposed to go to, but 3 and out for Labette County, just like the Wildcats had hoped. And it's going to bring Searles on to punt it again here for Labette County.
Yeah, Griff was open, just a little overthrown and a little too far ahead of Eaton, but he was open and had his man beat on his back hip.
Searles set to punt it away here for Labette County. There is the snap. Rush coming. He gets a low line drive punt away into Wildcat territory. It goes, and it's going to be put down at the 44-yard line, or 46-yard line. First down 10 Wildcats here. 3:27 remains in the first half. Plenty of time for the Wildcats to score, and the Grizzly defense has to find a way to stop them here.
Yeah, they do. And the tempo for the Wildcats, they have different tempos. There have been drives where they want to suck 4 or 5 minutes off the clock or more. And then there have been drives where they run a hurry up, no huddle, and get up there and snap the next play in 5 seconds. So we'll see if they do a mixture of both here, so they make sure not to give the Grizzlies the ball back with more time.
As White goes under center, man in motion, fakes the pitch. He's rolling out, finds Sundgren on the out power and lowers the shoulder and picks up 14 on the reception. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball inside Grizzly territory to about the 39.5-yard line. We'll see where they put the nose of the football as they're still looking. They're going to say it's about right on the 40 as the Wildcats pick up a big chunk here out of the gate. Clock rolling now under 3:15 to go as they're coming out of the huddle here looking to make a play. There's a snap and a handoff. Fake it out and pitch it to the wide receiver, Drew Veach. Flag on the play at the 36. We'll see what the flag is for. Maybe holding here against the Wildcats.
Yeah, 3 flags came in. The back judge again, and he might have been. He's an ex-quarterback. I mean, he was at the 20-yard line. The back judge has 40 yards on the night, maybe more, passing.
As there is a holding play against the Wildcats, and back them up to the 46-yard line is where they'll be here. First down and 16 to go with 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and any penalty helps, especially whenever they add momentum. That play action is the play action pass, rather, is just, oh, man. It's like all these option plays just lead up for that.
White drops back looking to pass. In pursuit are the Grizzlies, intended for number 22, Jalen Rice. On the coverage for the Grizzlies is number 11, Andon Searles, in on the play once again as he's been all over the field for tonight for this Grizzly defense.
Yeah, he has been, and Mitchell House was in hot pursuit right there of White, and was not going to stop until he threw that ball.
Second down here for Labette County and second down and 16 for the Wildcats. Grizzly defense, 2:48 to go. If they can hold here, it gives them a great shot to hold these Wildcats from putting any more on the board. As there's a snap and a fake handoff, and instead of bouncing outside, which we'll take it, Jalen Rice chose to lower his shoulder and try to just pick up yards when he had the whole edge to himself. But Grizzlies are right there on it, and that's Mitchell House and number 31. I believe that's Cody Hamilton for Labette County.
Yeah, he did. He had all the room in the world to the left side. They ran the ball to the strong side, and he chose to cut and bounce it back in and go right in between the hashes. And I guess it's third down. They had third down on the marker for that play. Must have been second down.
Third down and 12. As there's a snap dropping back is White. He's looking, rolling out to his right side. He's under pressure and loses the football. Comes out really weird. It looks like a fumble, but they're going to say it was a forward motion, as it looked like it may have slipped out the back of his hand, but that's still huge for Labette County as that puts them in fourth down now. And it looks like the punter may be coming on again here for the Wildcats.
J.J. Collins with the pressure there, and that did, he kind of threw it, and it looked like he let it fall out of his hand on purpose, like whenever he was throwing it forward. But that was not, I don't know. It didn't look like a forward pass to me.
As the Wildcats are going to elect to go for it here on 4th and 12. 2 minutes to go as there's the snap. Fakes the handoff, kicks it out to Jalen Rice, and he's got the edge, and he's not going to be touched. He's at the 20. Russell McCarty is in pursuit, and he's not going to let him get in. Gets him out of bounds at the 3. Great hustle play there by Russell, as it looked like nobody was going to get to him. And Russell does and gets him out of bounds. But first and goal for the Wildcats with 1:50 to go here in the half.
Yeah, Russell's got to be one of the faster players on this team, if not one of the faster defensive players. And he was bringing me back hints of Evan Flatt, always making those touchdown-saving tackles at the goal line.
I'll never forget last year, Russell McCarty runs all the way across the football field and somehow catches the Fort Scott Tiger right on the 3-yard line. And that was one of those plays where you didn't think it was an option, as there's an option out by White to Rice, and he scores it. Put another 6 on the board for the El Dorado Wildcats. It is 30-7 here, as they are putting it on Labette County all in quarter number 2 here.
Yeah, I was going to say, that first quarter looked promising, especially the first drive. Here's that interesting setup again.
As they look for the extra point, they are going to go for one, as the defense or the offensive line slides over now, and they set it up here. Number 12 for the Wildcats, Trip Baker, is the kicker. Miss hold here. Grizzlies have an opportunity to hold them down, and they do not get it, as there's a bad handle by number 15, Cole Rickert, and no success for the Wildcats. So with 1:44 to go in the half, El Dorado 30, Labette County Grizzlies 7. Let's take a 60-second break. You're listening to Grizzly Football.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information, or visit labette.edu.
Hey Parsons, I'm Anna. This is Raven. We're the Anna and Raven Show, and we can't wait to wake you up on Variety 93.5.
We're the show that's all about relationships. So if it's going on at home, at work, in your life, we want to know about it.
Also, every day a couple joins us for Couples Court. They tell us what their disagreement is about, and then it's up to you to decide who's right.
Want to win cash? You can challenge me daily in pop culture trivia. It's called Can't Beat Raven. Beat me, and you get the jackpot.
Get ready to laugh, Labette County. We're the Anna and Raven Show on Variety 93.5.
Receive this kickoff. It's Eaton and McCarty back deep, and kicking away for the Wildcats is Trip Baker. He's kicked the last two out of bounds. We'll see if this one goes that way, as it is kicked and taken at the 20 by Eaton. He splits a few defenders, gets it out to the 35. First down and 10 for Labette County on a great return here on this one.
Yeah, Labette County's done a good job on special teams, both offensively and defensively, particularly on the defensive side. And in Searles, he's got a bunch of tackles tonight, but probably a third of them have came on kickoff returns, and he's the one kicking it. So he's done a good job on both sides of the ball, but you'd love to see him be able to punch it in, or at least get close here with 1:38. Grizzlies do have 3 timeouts left, so time may or may not be a factor depending on how we use our timeouts.
Minute 38, Grizzly offense makes its way on the field. Body language not very good for Labette County at this moment, as it's Holtzman in the pistol. Gets a motion from the defensive front of the Wildcats, but nothing comes of it. 1:38 to go, and a whistle, and looks to be a delay of game against the Grizzlies. So from bad to worse it goes, and it's not what you want to see from Labette County. It's just like last week, it starts off so promising on the offensive side, scoring it right out of the gate, and then after that one possession, it has really fallen off quick here against these Wildcats.
Yeah, it has, and the Wildcats jumped into the neutral zone there, so if we snap it, that's a free play.
Going deep is Holtzman looking for Griffin Eaton, and it's broken up by number 1, Jerry Kimboy. So it's going to be 2nd down and 15 here for the Grizzlies.
One thing about it, Kendall's not afraid to take a shot. And sometimes when the defender has their back turned to you like that, it's not a bad idea, because sometimes they can get caught up in the play and not turn around and get a pass interference call. Too bad we didn't get one there, though.
So 2nd down and 15 here for Labette County, 1:32 to go, and you don't want the Wildcats to get the football back again, as there's a handoff up the middle to Hunter Shaplowski, still moving that pile as they continue to push him forward. And
they're not giving it to him.
They're going to stop him at the 32 as the clock will roll here. 3rd down and 13, 1:12 to go in the half. Grizzlies just trying to get out of this first half without the Wildcats getting the football back.
Yeah, and with Shaplowski, if you're a referee crew, you kind of have to say, okay, if he gets tied up, we wait one more second to see if he's going to get any more yardage, because he never stops.
So 3rd down and long here for Labette County. Pistol set once again, as there's the snap and a handoff to Shaplowski, tripped up on the play and brought down after a gain of maybe 1, as that's Brock Shell getting his hand in on the ankle of Shaplowski to bring him down. So 4th down and long. Clock is running. Looks like they're going to not have to snap it, as we'll see what Coach Price elects to do. 25 seconds on the clock. It's about right in timing with the game clock, as Coach Price is signaling in a play. And if I was to guess, we might see a real deep ball coming.
Why not? Let it fly. It's either going to be that or a screen.
I'd still like to see Holtzman actually step into one when he throws it, because he hasn't stepped into one yet. As there's a snap, dropping back is Holtzman looking for Eaton. Rolling out to his right, he finally steps into one a little bit. Beautiful ball down the middle, but it is picked off by number 11, Drew Veach. And now the Grizzlies just got to make sure they get him out of bounds. And what a hit by Hunter Shaplowski on Veach as they knock him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. As Veach is a little slow to get up, loses his helmet on the hit.
Wow.
But Hunter Shaplowski lays the hammer on that one as time expires. So at the end of the first half, it is the El Dorado Wildcats 30, your Labette County Grizzlies 7. Let's take a 5-minute break here on KLKC. When we come back, we'll have halftime show here on KLKC. of this first drive of the game where the Grizzlies marched right down the field in 6 plays, put it on the board. But since then, nothing.
Yep.
Handful of first downs, handful of yardage, but not much positive coming out of it.
Yeah, on that first drive, we saw a comfortable Grizzlies team, a shocked Wildcat team. We forced El Dorado to change their defensive scheme. Sure, they've blitzed every once in a while, but when they blitzed about every play on that first drive, and we just threw right over the top of it into the open holes, and then we forced them to change their scheme, which is a good thing, as an offense when you force a defense to adjust. But the way that they adjusted must have been something special, because we have not been able to expose the holes of the Wildcat defense. They're there. But we just haven't been able to throw into them ever since that first drive.
Well, the other thing the Grizzlies have struggled with, they're down 30-7. The offense looked terrible after the first drive of the game. They've had some bright spots to it, but not a whole lot. And on the defensive side, Labette County has not had an answer for the dive/pitch option. That's the only way I know how to describe it. You're either going to give it on a dive play to Sundgren, or you're going to kick it out most likely to your running back or your wide receiver number 22, Jalen Rice.
Yeah, and that's as we actually see Jaden Sundgren on the field with the band. So salute to him. That's pretty cool. Their best running back out there playing the trumpet for the band. That's pretty cool. But yeah, back to your point. Our defense has been all over the place. We found great success on stopping that dive. Early on that dive, when they did hand it off and did not pitch it, we were very successful in stopping that dive right up the middle. And then we kind of started to take too much pride in that. And when they would fake the dive handoff, we were all right there, and no one was on the outside.
As there's 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go, the Grizzlies are trailing here in El Dorado, Kansas, 32-7. We're going to take one more 4-minute break, and we come back. It will be the start of the second half here, getting close to, as they will add the additional 3 minutes. We'll get you prepared with the keys for the Grizzlies to salvage something out of this ball game here between the Wildcats and hopefully try to claw back into this one, as they have a long haul ahead of them, but 24 minutes of game times remains for them. So one final 4-minute break here on KLKC 106.7 FM. here for Labette County. It's 30-7 Wildcats. Wildcats are just now making their way back out on the field. Grizzlies not out here much longer before them. Jack, we talked about it a little bit, but what are the keys right now for Labette County just to salvage this second half performance and try to move forward before they head into SEK League play with one more tune-up game next week against, I believe, the Wellington Crusaders before hitting SEK League play?
Yeah, well, I think that I look for us to have multiple drives in this second half that we did in the first half. We're going to have to start doing that at some point because moving forward, we're not going to be able to only score 7 points in one half and be in many ball games. So we're going to have to get used to, as an offensive unit, driving down the field and putting points on the board. It has to become an expectation. It has to become automatic that we can score twice in each half. That's 28 points. If we score once a quarter, that's 28 points if you get the extra point. I mean, you understand where I'm coming from, though?
I was impressed with your math.
Thank you. Hey, I'm a communications major, so I have to stick with easy multiplication. But
exactly right.
I mean, you have to. It has to become expected from your fans, your team, your coaching staff that you score the football. They have to.
And that's what we talk about their tune-up. They've probably easily played one of the more brutal schedules when it comes to
it's a tough schedule.
When it comes to a non-conference schedule heading into SEK League play in 2 weeks. And the SEK League's not a great league right now. Chanute, of course, your top dog. They go beat Pittsburgh last week by 14. They're winning here tonight so far. But Fort Scott, they're down. They were tied with Indy at the end of the first quarter. Coffeyville's hit and miss. They've got some talent. They're young. Everybody in the SEK League is young this year outside of Chanute.
Yeah.
Chanute is the one game you better be on your best to be able to compete with them. Everybody else, it's anybody's game any night, and that's what's nice about the league. But Labette County has played Pittsburgh, 5A. They have played Winfield, 2-0 so far, maybe 3-0 after tonight. Top team, one of the top teams right now, 4A. Now they're playing the El Dorado Wildcats, a known football program.
That's tough.
Next week, they're going to play a Wellington Crusader team who bruised us last year.
Yeah.
A big physical group.
Yeah.
Those 4 games is straight physicality compared to what you're going to see in SEK.
Yeah, and the big positive that I take from those, and I hope these players take even more, is whenever we do enter SEK play, there are some good teams in the SEK, but this is true. Whenever we enter SEK play, and, after those first couple drives, you may get over to the sideline and think, hey, this isn't so bad. Because you play all these big dogs for the first 4 games and then kind of settle into your league and realize, hey, these are guys that we can compete with.
The question will be for Labette County, can you stay healthy through the next game and a half? Labette County is on pace right now. Knock on wood. They've lost 2 players in 2 games.
Yeah, I hate it.
Because they've played so many physical teams. They lost 2 guys that mean so much to their offense and their defense. Now, they've got to continue to fight against physical teams. Everybody's got to get out of here, roll into SEK, play healthy.
Yeah, and from some of the play that I've seen, I feel, especially between the linemen, I feel very fortunate that we have healthy linemen. And, because they're down there rolling around with guys that we have a bigger line this year, and we talked about that just about before every game. We have bigger offensive line and defensive line than we're used to having, but they're going up against these brutes, and so I'm just fortunate that they've been able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So that's been a big positive, but I hate seeing Trey and Luke Ryan go out like that.
As we're getting ready for action here in El Dorado, let's pause for a 30-second timeout here on KLKC. You're listening to Grizzly Football. at BG Products Veterans Sports Complex. I am Will Owens alongside Jack Leak III, and I'm going to turn it over here in the second half to Mr. Jack Leak III for the play-by-play, and I'm going to take a step back and enjoy his job.
Thank you, Will. You did this to me, I think, 2 years ago.
Last year.
And Bishop.
Yep.
So you are infamous. Usually it's in the postseason, but he's throwing it in week 3. So it's Jack Leak on the call for the second half, or whenever Will feels like stepping back on the pedestal as he shakes his head. Here's the boot. It's Grizzlies on the return. He catches it at the 18-yard line, bounces around, chooses to go to the right side, gets by a man, and is hit out of bounds at their own 40-yard line. On the carry, it looked to be
Mr. Bubble Wrap himself.
Mr. Bubble Wrap,
Who's
please.
Bubble Wrap from last week? We said put him in Bubble Wrap. That's Griffin Eaton.
Oh, that's who it looked like.
It was Griffin.
I didn't figure they'd throw him in on special teams, but hey, he was MVP last game in my book, and this game hasn't been too different, so might as well throw him in on special teams. Grizzly offense trots their way onto the field. It'll be 1st and 10 for Labette County at their own 41-yard line, so a nice return there by Griff Eaton, a return of just over 20 yards, 23 yards to be exact. It'll be Kendall Holtzman in quarterback. He's in the pistol formation. He takes the snap, drops back, looks right, throws right over the top. He's targeting Griff, and it's just overthrown, as that's his main man, Griff Eaton. He was guarded on the play by Drew Veach. Drew Veach, 6'2", guarding Griffin Eaton, who's 5'9", and Griffin Eaton giving him all that he can handle.
I wish Labette County, we talk about play action so much, and I stay here and watch it. I don't get to watch it much when you do play-by-play. Everybody was going right side. There was nobody.
Yep.
Anywhere on the near side.
And I think that's where you
Roll
utilize a
something
tight
back
end.
the other way.
You utilize a tight end coming off of a block, I think. Here's Holtzman. He's in the pistol again. Shaplowski right behind him. He takes the snap, hands it off to Shaplowski, and he gets wrapped up, but gets away from that man, but is brought down by the second. It'll be a loss of, they say, about half a yard. So it'll be 3rd down and long for Labette County. Ball now on their own 40-yard line, so 2 plays, -1 total yards. So Grizzlies really got to push the ball down the field. Griff Eaton comes on for this offensive play. On the near side in front of us is John Kohler, and Griff Eaton's going to come join him along with Andon Searles. So it's trips left, one solo receiver to the right. Holtzman takes the snap, drops back. Shaplowski picks up the blitzer, and he gets by him, and Holtzman bounces to the outside. We have a flag on the ground, but Holtzman gets rid of it in the dirt, so an incomplete pass and a flag in the backfield. And it looks like it's going to be holding on Labette County.
Yeah, and you did about as much as you can. We talked about it again in the break, Jack, when we were off the air. He's got 3 seconds, max.
Yeah.
And that's been every game. It hasn't been consistent, but he's got 3 seconds to get a pass off.
Yep.
You've got to get it out of his hands quick. You got to get back to being when Labette County was so successful back in 3 years ago, the ball got out quick. It got out quick. It got in the playmakers' hands and let them make plays in open spaces. That's where the success is for Labette County.
Searles takes the snap. Ball hits the ground. He fumbles it. He's going to have to run. He chooses to go to the right side, but he punts it, and it'll tumble all the way down to the 30-yard line, and it goes out of bounds about the 31.
What a punt.
What a punt is right, as Searles bobbled that multiple times, and it looked like he was going to have to run, but he punted it on the move.
He got punted right before he got his other leg taken out.
Yeah, he did. Probably his best punt on the night.
It has
net yardage. So it'll be Wildcat football on their own 31-yard line. Grizzly defense makes their way onto the field. Wildcats still in the huddle. Here they come now, wasting no time. It'll be White under center, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Sundgren. He bounces around to the outside, and he'll fall to the ground. Or is he going to get enough for the first down? They're going to say he's a yard short, so it'll be 2nd down and 1. That same option play that we see there, that time they give it up the middle to Sundgren.
And the thing is, Jack, it's still missed tackles for Labette County. I know we can be really harsh when we talk about that, but you had him 3 or 4 yards in front of where he ended up if you make the open field tackle.
Yeah, and I was speaking with a player for the Grizzlies who's up here doing video, who plays for Labette County, and said that all week they had done tackling drills because missed tackles were such a big thing last week. Under center again is White. He throws it to the right this time. Here he finds Baker. Baker makes his first man miss and tumbles ahead for the first down. On the initial contact, looked to be no one other than Griffin Eaton.
Mitchell House tried to get a bear claw on that football.
As Mitchell House is one of those players who, whenever you're kind of in a scouting report spotlight like Mitchell House, it's hard to be successful, if that makes sense. It's all eyes on Mitchell House when he's on that D-line. 1st and 10 Wildcats at their own 45-yard line. Fresh off of a first down. White's under center, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle again to Sundgren, and he's brought down immediately. Herd of Grizzlies on the tackle. Gain of about 2 on the carry, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. Wildcats nearing that midfield line. 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. El Dorado 30, Labette County 7. Wildcats in the huddle. White's going to be under center again. So it looked like he was going to be in the pistol for a moment. White takes the snap, fakes the handoff up the middle, pitches it to the outside. He makes a man miss and is pushed out of bounds at the 49. John Kohler on the missed tackle. The carry was by number 22, Jalen Rice. So there's that pitch again, Will.
Yeah, and he had an opportunity. John Kohler had an opportunity there for a tackle for a loss. And instead of a tackle for a loss, it ends up for a gain of 4. And when you start adding those up over a course of a game, it's 150 yards roughly.
Yeah, that definitely hurts. So it'll be 3rd down and 6. Approaching the 9-minute mark in the ball game. White is under center. In motion is Summers. It goes to Summers around the left side. Can he make a man miss? No, he can't, and he is brought down short of the first down marker. That's Russell McCarty on the tackle, and he's well short, in fact, as it'll be 4th down, and it looks like 4 or 5. We'll see what they give him. 4th and 5, so a great open field tackle by Russell McCarty on that special option give to Summers.
And him and Andon Searles are probably the 2 best open field tacklers. And I'd probably put them up against some of the best in the SEK, as they are almost sure tacklers when in open space. And it's not because they're going to tackle them up high. They're the ankle biters.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. Wildcats going to go for it. White's under center, 4th and 5 at midfield. He fakes the give up the middle, gives it outside to Summers, and he's going to be brought down, I think, short of the first down. Yes, they do mark him short by about half of a yard. What a tackle in the open field there by the Labette County defense. The exact same play they had just ran on the previous down. The fake dive up the middle and pitch outside to Summers.
And another open field tackle, but this one by Griffin Eaton. And the corners are getting it done. The corners and Searles staying home on that drive.
Yeah, and that was a problem for a while. You know, it takes a while to settle in when you're playing defense against an option offense, and they've done a better job of staying home so far in the second half. Grizzlies with the football, 8 minutes and 21 seconds on the clock, still down 23. They have the ball at their own 45-yard line. Holtzman in the pistol formation, takes the snap, doesn't hand it off, throws it across the middle, and it's caught by Griffin Eaton at the midfield line exactly. Oh, they say incomplete.
As it came out. But, Jack, I was just watching the line on that play. Glenn Price got taken right out of the gate. I know he's got a big guy on him on the D-tackle or on the nose guard spot, but as soon as that ball was snapped, Glenn was turning to his left, trying to at least just get a body on him as he was through in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, as he is somebody who we mentioned prior to the game. Klossing is he's tough to handle down there for any offensive line. Holtzman in the pistol again. Shaplowski on his left hip. He takes the snap, rolls out to the left, and he's looking downfield to his left, throws left, and it is caught. What a throw by Kendall Holtzman, and a nice catch by Griffin Eaton right on the sideline. That's going to be a gain of 8 or maybe 9 at the El Dorado 45-yard line, and it is a gain of 9, 3rd down and 1 for Labette County.
And that's where you take pressure off your offensive line. You're getting them out of the pocket, you're getting them moving, so then those D linemen are having to chase down Kendall Holtzman. And if the line can just get enough of a hand on him to hold him off of just a second longer, Holtzman has enough time to get his feet set.
And I mentioned in the first half, he looks the most confident whenever he's rolling out. We saw another nice feed there from Holtzman. 3rd down and 1. Grizzlies need it here. Holtzman in the pistol. Shaplowski right behind him. He takes the snap. He hands it off, and he's met right behind the line by Cavallero, and that'll be a loss of 3. So that hurts if you're Labette County.
Yeah, and I don't say this to be mean, but it was predictable. It became predictable there for the El Dorado offense. 3rd and 1, what are you going to do? You're going to try and give it off to none other than Hunter Shaplowski. Linebackers, D-line, everybody was coming on that one for the Wildcats.
I'm no coach, but sometimes on those short scenarios, fake it and launch that thing. Get somebody beat deep. They're going to go for it. Holtzman takes the snap. They've got to get it here. He's pressure, throws it across the middle, and it's over the head of Griff Eaton. And it'll be incomplete. Turnover on downs. It's going right back to the Wildcats as Griff Eaton knew he had his man beat and puts his hands on his helmet. And Holtzman knows that he missed that throw as Griff was in position to make a successful catch. So it's Wildcat football again. Trotting in late comes their quarterback getting the play from Coach Bell. Wildcats setting up shop at their own 48-yard line. 7 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the ball game, or in the third quarter rather. White takes the snap, fakes the dive, pitches it to the outside, and he's brought down. That'll be Cavallero on the carry.
And another open field tackle by Andon Searles.
That's the famous line of tonight's broadcast. Andon Searles has been a dog on the defensive side for these Grizzlies. The run by Cavallero is good for 1 yard. So 2nd down and 9, 6:48 and counting in the ball game. White is under center. Behind him is Sundgren. Takes the snap, pitches it outside, and he makes a man miss. Andon Searles got under the feet of the ball carrier, and he brings him down. The ball carrier there was Fowler. They have 4 or 5 different ball carriers that they go with on a regular basis. So you really got to be sharp.
Fresh.
That's right.
And another missed opportunity by the Grizzlies, cleaned up by Andon Searles. They had a chance to get him if you break down and make the open field tackle 3 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. Instead, it's a gain on the play here for the Wildcats once again.
Yeah, and the run by Fowler was good for 3 yards. So it's 3rd down, and they have 4 for these Wildcats as the ref signals for a referee timeout.
Resetting the play clock to 40 seconds.
As they are going to bump the play clock back up to 40 seconds. 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. El Dorado still leads 30-7. For those of you just joining us, White under center. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch. He's going to drop back and throw, but he's pressured, has to roll out, launches it down the right side of the field, and great defense there by John Kohler. The intended receiver was Connor Clausing, and John Kohler, the safety, came across the field and made a nice play on the near sideline.
Yeah, that's big for Labette County, as now they're putting the Wildcats in a 4th down situation. And if I was to guess, they're going to fake a give to Sundgren. And Rice or number 8, Cavallaro, are getting the option.
Not a bad prediction. Not a bad prediction. White is going to be under center. Behind him is Sundgren.
And Rice is in position.
Rice is in position. Takes the snap, fakes it, and he gives it to Rice on the left side. Will called it, and he gets the first down. He's untouched to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown, El Dorado. Will Owens, great call, but I hate to see it come true.
Yeah, and it's not what you expect to see out of it. And the two, if you watch the replay, D end gets caught biting. And that's where they're getting it every time. They're getting that D end to bite hard on that give, as there's a flag for a holding against the Wildcats.
There is.
But if you watch the replay, the D end dives so hard. That's the only thing the quarterback is watching, is what is that D end going to do? If he's going to jump out, fine, give us the middle. If he's going to jump in, all right, fine, we'll take the outside. And Grizzlies catch a huge break on 4th down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a huge break. But, yeah, if you're that DN, you're exactly right, Will. Just sit there. Sit there and turn the tables and make it harder on White. As it looks like they are going to punt now. Wildcats take the snap, and they do boot it away. Andon Searles on the return at the 18-yard line. Pivots right, decides to go left, gets to the 30-yard line, and is pushed down at about the 33. So a nice hard return there by Andon Searles as he lays on the ground for a moment and then pops up, helped out by his buddy Mitchell House. 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Grizzly defense has looked a lot better in the second half, granted bailed out by a holding call on a touchdown run by Rice. But that being said, Wildcats come up scoreless on that possession. Here comes Holtzman and his offense. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. You'd like to see the Grizzlies put another score or two on the board before this one is said and done. It'll be Holtzman in the pistol with Shaplowski behind him, trips right, kind of in the slot. Nobody's out wide. John Kohler solo near side. Holtzman takes the snap, immediately rolls out to the right. He's looking for Griff, but he's not there, and he's going to take the sack at the Grizzly 28-yard line as Holtzman seemed to be eyeing down Griff Eaton at the midfield line, and he was open, but that linebacker was just in front of him.
Yeah, props to the lineman because that's the first time Gavin Bell has been called for a sack tonight. So they've done a good job of holding him back. But, once again, that's the maturity level you got to learn. If he's not there, throw it out of bounds. You're out of the pocket. Stay in 2nd and 10 versus 2nd and 17, 18.
Tough situation. It really hurts your play calling. See, now you kind of have to play for the sticks and make it a 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9. Holtzman, he's in the pistol. Shaplowski behind him as usual. Takes the snap, looks left, and throws left, and it's going to hit the dirt. Searles the intended target on the quick zig route. So it'll be 3rd down and 18. It reads on the scoreboard. 4 minutes and 41 seconds to go now in the 3rd quarter. As it looks like Shaplowski is kind of doing some animations in front of the ref as if he's explaining something out there.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I feel like a lot more goes on down there between the players and the refs than we may realize.
Oh, I'm sure, for sure.
We need to get some mics down there.
Nah, I don't know if we
okay,
want
never
that.
mind. Good idea.
We
All
might
right.
not want that.
Good idea, Will. Never mind. This is why I don't get paid the big bucks.
Oh, heck, I don't get paid big bucks either, buddy.
Holtzman takes the snap, throws deep left. Intended receiver Griff Eaton, he's overthrown. Had his man Sundgren, who's playing corner, beat again on the post route to the sideline. But it is overthrown and comes up no good. Tough throw, though, if you're Holtzman. That's a long throw. Kendall Holtzman has an arm.
Yeah, he does. And you can say maybe over the course of time as he progresses into his junior season, that develops a little bit more for him into his senior season. Maybe you see what he's fully capable of. But he's going to have some growing pains, and he's having them here early in this season.
Searles punts the ball away, and it'll bounce out of bounds inside Grizzly territory. So the Wildcats will set up shop in good field position with 4.5 to go in quarter number 3. Grizzlies still trailing 30-7. And we're going to take a quick 30-second break here on KLKC. You're listening to Labette County Grizzly football. (30-7) Wildcats over your Labette County Grizzlies. Jack Leake on the call with Will Owens, as it'll be 2nd down and 4 for these Wildcats on the Grizzly 40-yard line. White under center, Sundgren behind him. In motion is Fowler. He takes the snap, and we have a flag immediately on the field.
52 with the false start. Or not false start. It's 52 with the neutral zone infraction, and that's going to go on John Broadwell.
So the neutral zone infraction on the Grizzlies will give the Wildcats an automatic 1st down, even deeper into Grizzly territory. Wildcats looking for more with a 23-point lead at the Grizzly 35-yard line. They're in the huddle. As they huddle up just about every single play.
They do, and they're one of the few high school teams that we see do it. Winfield did it last week. Pittsburgh never huddled unless it was the start of a drive.
White hands it off up the middle to Sundgren. He's going to truck ahead. Nice run there by Jaden Sundgren. Brought down by a host of Grizzlies. And number 31, Cody Hamilton, in there on the tackle. So 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Nice run up the middle by Sundgren, which is where he seems to get the ball most, is up the middle. The other guys get to have fun on the outside, but Sundgren, he has to deal with the guys up the middle.
Yeah, and he's running between the trenches. He's not a big back to be running in the trenches, 5'10", 197, but he makes it look simple most times.
White gives it to Sundgren again, and he's going to truck his way ahead almost to the first down. We'll see if they give it to him, and they do give it to him. It was right on the first down marker. So it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats, even deeper this time, as they're now on the Grizzly 25-yard line.
Yeah, and they've done a lot of rotation on the defensive line tonight, and the offensive line they're just continuing to rotate guys. Now 3 of the 5 starting O-linemen are now playing D-line for Labette County.
That's got to play a factor in their fatigue, you have to believe. Sundgren in the backfield. White under center, fakes the pitch and gives it
There's
up
a false
the middle.
start. Glenn Price jumped the line that time too. So another encroachment on the Grizzlies.
So another offsides on Labette County. So
they're going to say false start.
A false start.
So they're going to say somebody on the Wildcats moved first, but Glenn Price did jump, so he got away with one too.
So now that makes it 1st and 15 for the Wildcats. Trotting onto the field is Clausing. And coming off is Dylan Scott. So a little substitution change there for the Wildcats on the 1st and 15. White's under center, Sundgren right behind him. Rice in motion, fakes the pitch and gives it to Sundgren up the middle. He's not touched for 5 yards, and then he's tripped up. That gain will be every bit of 10 yards. So he gets the yardage back off of the false start and then some. So it'll be 2nd down and 6, running 9 yards there for Sundgren up the middle. Nearing the 2.5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Grizzlies still trailing 7-30 here on the road in El Dorado. White in the normal under center formation, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pitches it out to the right side. Here he goes, and he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Another flag on the field. It was Drew Veach on the carry off of the pitch option. Curious to see who this penalty's on because it's in the secondary, so you never know.
Yeah, it's going to be a block in the back, I'm pretty sure, as it looked like a wide receiver was coming across the field and kind of ran into a Grizzly defender. And Grizzly defender made it look good, but they're going to say holding is what the official call is going to be. But right in that same type of area where there's a lot of contact and the Grizzly defender in pursuit.
Active play by the Grizzly defense indeed, as they one thing I've learned about this Grizzly team over the years is that they could be down by 80 with a minute left in the ball game, and this defense will still fly to the ball, grind in the trenches, and do the best they can. White's under center, Sundgren behind him. In motion is Veach. He takes the snap, gives it to Sundgren up the middle. He makes a man miss at the 15, gets to the 10, gets to the 5, and it's going to be a touchdown for Jaden Sundgren. And that'll make it 36-7. Wildcats, Jaden Sundgren putting on a show here late in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and he earned that one going through 2 Grizzly defenders to get it. And not much else the Grizzlies could have done to stop it as Sundgren was sniffing for that end zone. He found it.
And they're set up in kind of the weird second point attempt play, and they're going to run it, and they fake the pitch, and he walks it into the end zone as they had one center, one quarterback, if you will, one halfback, and everybody else, the rest of the 8 players, were to the left side of the field, and the Grizzlies were just set up in just not the right way. They were all over there to the left.
And the Grizzlies getting a taste of their own medicine. When they were in Coach Price's 2nd season here at Labette County when Easton Dean was in his junior year at quarterback, they did that exact same thing to everybody.
Yeah.
They would run the same formation, run the exact same options out of it, would hardly ever take the 1 point, and would like to put 2 on them every time with the exact same rotations.
Grizzlies down 31 on the road in El Dorado. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout here on KLKC. You're listening to Labette County Grizzly football.
It
It can happen any time or place. You feel a tickle in your face. You move your arm feels weak. The words won't come when you're trying to speak. Folks may think it's all a joke, but it ain't no joke, it's a stroke. Face, arm, speech, time. That spells fast.
Better call 911.
At stroke's first sign. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time.
Act fast.
Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast.
In an emergency, take me to Labette Health.
To kick it off here with a comfortable 38-7 lead over Labette County. It will be Griff Eaton and Annan Searles deep to return. It's going to go to Griff's side. Griff gets the ball at the 15, can't decide where to go, and he's just going to be wrapped up at the 25-yard line. It was Russell McCarty back there, not Annan Searles. So it'll be 1st and 10 Labette County at their own 25-yard line. Minute 43 and counting on the clock as they're still huddled up over on the sideline.
Yeah, and you're probably trying to spark some inspiration in your offense to try and have a positive possession here, move the ball down the field, and try to find 6 points here to help your offense get a little momentum rolling in through the rest of this one and into next week.
As that is what you have to kind of play for here in this situation, just can we get any momentum out of this to take into next week's game when they do get to go back home and face the Crusaders of Wellington at Lucas Field. Coaches are kind of still out on the field. Do we have a timeout?
I think so, by the way it looks, by the way the teams are acting. Somebody's
called
timeout.
We'll see who called it.
Labette County.
Labette County does call a timeout, so we'll take one more quick 30-second timeout here on KLKC.
Labette Grizzly basketball is brought to you by Bartlett Co-op with 8 convenient locations in southeast Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Contact Bartlett Co-op for all your farming needs in Bartlett, Edna, Oswego, Mound Valley, Chitopa, Coffeyville, and Big Cabin.
Decently long break here. The Grizzlies are finally set up on the field for their first play of this drive. 90 seconds to go, just over, in the third quarter. It will be Holtzman in the pistol formation with Shaplowski behind him. Trips receivers to the right, nobody on the left side. Holtzman takes the snap. He's dropping back to pass. He's pressured, and he is sacked at the Labette County 15-yard line. So a loss of 10 on the play. Somebody's slow to get up on the far side. It looks like Glenn Price was slow to get to his feet on that play. But he seems to be okay. So it'll be 2nd down and 20 for these Grizzlies on their own 15-yard line. John Kohler is going to be the solo receiver on the left side of the field. No safety deep. It'll be Holtzman in the pistol again, one receiver right, one left. Holtzman takes the snap, looks left, looks right, throws right, and it will be caught. Correction, not caught, as it hits the ground. Kind of a low ball there for Griff Eaton, as he was the intended receiver. So that stops the clock at 49 seconds. 3rd and 20 now, the scenario for the Grizzlies. Some substitutions for the Wildcat defense. And here come the Grizzlies in a similar setup. Pistol formation, Shaplowski in the backfield. Kohler, the receiver on the left. Eaton, the receiver on the right. Holtzman takes the snap. He drops back to pass. Pressured. Throws right to Griff Eaton, and it's overthrown. Incomplete. So it'll be 4th down and 20 for Labette County. A quick 3 and out. And on comes Annan Searles to boot it away.
Yeah, and he overthrew him by 10 yards. And Kendall almost looked rushed to get that football out of his hand. And part of that you can start to attribute to, hey, I've got somebody in my face in a matter of 3 to 4 seconds. And so it's throw it up and hope my receiver will run underneath it.
Wildcats with 2 returners deep. Another fumbled snap by Searles, but he corrals it, and he boots it away. It lands at the 35 and continues to roll its way to the 47-yard line. So the Wildcats will set up shop inside Grizzly territory. As there's 35 seconds on the clock, El Dorado 38, Labette County 7, as we'd like to thank a few more of our sponsors for sponsoring tonight's broadcast.
Tonight's broadcast is powered by Labette Health and the Bartlett Co-op. We also want to say thank you to Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Gilmore and Newland, Labette Bank, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Labette County Mental Health Services, Tank Connections, USD 506, Wood Dooley Insurance and Real Estate, the Corner Store in Altamont, Community National Bank, and our very favorite, Snyder Lawn Care in Altamont.
As there was a penalty, delayed penalty on the Grizzlies, so they're going to have to punt it again. It's 4th and 25. Searles is going to punt it from his own end zone as he takes one step and punts it at the half-yard line. And a decent punt, and it's going to be caught, and he's going to fumble it, and it's going to be Labette County Grizzly football, and they're going to get the ball right back at their own 38-yard line. So that is the most fortunate penalty I've ever seen a team commit.
Yeah, I think Anna needs to not take so much time in between his punts anymore and just catch it and kick it, because that was his best punt of the season by far.
Yeah, that was a good punt. He was definitely backed up. He punted it from the 1-yard line, and it landed at the 40, essentially, because he caught it and ran for a yard before he fumbled. So a quick turn of events there after a good punt from Searles, fresh off of a Grizzly penalty. 1 receiver left, 1 receiver right. It's Eaton, it's Kohler from right to left. Holtzman in the pistol, Shaplowski behind him. As there's still some substitutions, as it looks to be coming off the field, Veach having problems with his glove or his knee brace of some sort. So on comes Fowler into the ball game. Holtzman takes the snap, hands it off to Shaplowski. He's met behind the line of scrimmage and pile-driven back before they blow it dead. So a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 for Labette County. 14 seconds and counting. That should take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. But we shall see, as we're going to have Searles set up to the right side, but the clock is going to hit zeros. So at the end of 3, El Dorado 38, Labette County 7. Labette County with the ball and looking to score here in the 4th quarter, which is coming here on KLKC in 60 seconds.
Hi, this is Brian at Bowen Pharmacy, and today I'd like to visit with you about how you take your medications. Did you know that when you miss 2 doses per week, that's 3.5 months out of the year that you missed your medications, and that can have detrimental effects on your health in a long time period. Here at Bowen Pharmacy, we have this great new machine called the Rapid Pack RX, and what this machine does is it takes all your medications, filters it down, and puts in this nice strip right here that you can pull out of this box. And at any time of the day that you need your medication, it's right here ready for you. Whether you take it 1 a day, 2 a day, 5 a day, or 6 times per day, we can make that happen for you. It's all interfaced with our pharmacy system, and when it runs through, it puts all those times down for you. It even prints the medications on the strip, and you can take it throughout the day without having to take your bottles with you. It helps you stay compliant, helps you stay healthy, and it's going to give you a long life to live to enjoy. Here at Bowen Pharmacy, we're always thankful that you choose us to be your local.
And is hit as he throws it. They're going to rule it a fumble, and it's picked up by the Wildcats at the Grizzly 25-yard line as Holtzman had a defensive end coming up right behind him, and he went to throw it and was just tomahawked in the forearm, and that caused the fumble. So, turnover Wildcats, turnover Grizzlies. Wildcats have the ball in perfect position.
Yeah, and that one hurts as now the Wildcats are 1 score away from putting this in a running clock effect, and I don't expect them to slow down here.
I don't either. That's one thing they have not done. They have kept running the same sets as we see it again here. White under center. In motion is Cavallero. He gives it up the middle to Sundgren. He makes a man miss and dodges his way and piles all the way to, looks to be the 16-yard line. So a 9-yard run by Jaden Sundgren, who's played his best football late third quarter and here early fourth. As we do have White under center, he gives it up the middle again to Sundgren, sheds a tackler, bounces inside, and he gets his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
2 plays, 20 seconds off the clock.
As Andon Searles is on his knees, gripping his right wrist, it looks like.
I think he got kicked in the stomach there by Sundgren's ankle or foot or heel or whatever you want to call it.
So we hope that Andon is okay. Wildcats set up in that same formation. 7 guys to the left, 3 in the middle, center, quarterback, running back, and a receiver to the right. The look isn't there, so they're going to collapse and set up for a regular extra point kick. There's the snap, there's the kick, and it will split the uprights. It's good. Nice kick there by Trip Baker. And that'll make it 45-7 Wildcats, with 11:22 to go in the ball game. As we may or may not have a running clock.
I think you have a running clock. I think it's on the next snap. The clock will continue to roll.
So it looks like the running clock will come into effect when we come back here in 30 seconds on KLKC. You're listening to Labette County Grizzly football.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
McCarty and Griff Eaton back deep to return for these Labette County Grizzlies, as El Dorado, fresh off of a Sundgren touchdown, booted away, and it's going to go to Griff's side again. Eaton with the ball at the 15-yard line. Gets to the 25 and is knocked out of bounds at the 30. I think 30, yeah, okay, they do mark him out at the 28 as he kept running past through the 40. They did rule him out at the 28. So Holtzman and company comes onto the field again, just looking for something, like you said, something to take to next week.
Yeah, and Jack, I may be wrong. The running clock is not in effect yet here.
It's not in effect.
So it's going to take another score by the Wildcats here to put it into effect, if I was to guess.
So I guess that means we hope that we don't see a running clock.
I thought it was 35-point lead, but I guess not.
As I guess more time, hopefully,
for the Grizzlies to score.
Exactly, not the other way around. Holtzman in the pistol, 1 receiver right, 1 receiver left. That's been the common formation in the second half. Holtzman takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to a new running back here, Clayton Wagner, coming into the ball game. I remember doing a PA for the JV games, and Wagner, great ball player.
As a Grizzly lineman is injured or making his way slowly back up to his position as he got trampled on there on that play.
As I hope I didn't jinx it earlier, I mentioned how healthy the lineman had stayed, such a vital part of this team. This time it looks like we're going to have 2 receivers left. No, John Kohler making his way back to the right side where he has been most all the second half. Hamilton remains the back in the ball game. Holtzman, Wagner. Holtzman takes the snap, gives it to Wagner up the middle. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, but works his way forward for a gain of about 3 on the carry, so it's going to be 3rd down and manageable.
Glenn Price just slammed his helmet down. Took his helmet off and slammed his helmet down. I don't know what's going on, but he's fired up about something.
As Price is known to play with a lot of emotion for these Grizzlies. As you know, they all just, they can't wait for that victory to come. As Searles calls for somebody to come onto the field, maybe some equipment issues.
Well, I think they were going to trade out Price, but he put his helmet back on. I guess they're going to let him stay in the game.
As Price is still in the ball game. A couple substitutions, though. In comes Matthew Boyle, so it's going to be trips right. It's Searles, Eaton, and Boyle. Holtzman in the pistol. Wagner the back, takes the snap, rolls out to the right. He's immediately pressured, regains his control, and gets it out, and it's caught on the right side by Andon Searles. Holtzman had a man on his back, shed him off, repositioned, and delivered a ball to Searles on the right side. I actually think that may have been for a loss, but a nice play by Holtzman.
It was, and he had three Wildcats draped all over him as soon as he had that ball in his hand, as they just came right through that line in a hurry.
So that's going to make it 4th and 7. Searles back deep, set to punt it away. Back to return for the Wildcats is Sundgren and Veach. Searles takes the snap. Low snap again. He's going to have to run it, and he's brought down for a gain of nothing as another low snap. That's happened just about every punt for these Grizzlies, and on that one, Searles was forced to run with it.
Yeah, he had no choice there, and a bad turn of events for the Grizzlies once again.
So Wildcat football, again, deep inside Grizzly territory at the 31-yard line, looking to add to their lead. That is 45-7 with just under 9 minutes to go in tonight's ball game. They break out of the huddle. It's going to be White in the exact same under center formation that we've seen all night. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout Wildcats, so we'll take that timeout with them. 45-7 Wildcats, 30 seconds here on KLKC.
Hey Parsons, I'm Anna. This is Raven. We're the Anna and Raven Show, and we can't wait to wake you up on Variety 93.5.
We're the show that's all about relationships. So if it's going on at home, at work, in your life, we want to know about it.
Also, every day a couple joins us for Couples Court. They tell us what their disagreement is about, and then it's up to you to decide who's right.
Want to win cash? You can challenge me daily in pop culture trivia. It's called Can't Beat Raven. Beat me, and you get the jackpot.
Get ready to laugh, Labette County. We're the Anna and Raven Show on Variety 93.5.
The Anna
The Wildcat timeout. Grizzlies make their way back onto the field. Wildcats as well. It'll be White under center. Sundgren the back. White wastes no time. Takes the snap. Hands it up the middle to Sundgren. The offensive line's all the way down the field, as is Sundgren. Rush for about 13 on the carries. The offensive line.
There was 4 O-linemen out in front of Sundgren. Our 4 defensive linemen were still back at the 30. And our secondaries have to scramble to get out of the way of O-linemen coming down at them.
Our secondary became the defensive line.
They did. And that's not a good sign.
No, that's not a good sign. So it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats on the Grizzly 18. 8.5 to go. Clock is running. As it'll be White under center. He takes the snap, fakes the pitch, and hands it off up the middle to Sundgren, and he's brought down in the backfield. Nice play in the backfield as we have some action between John Kohler
and Gavin Bell.
And thank you, Gavin Bell.
It's not a man I want to get tied up with.
John, I love you, John. You're a friend of mine. Don't fight Gavin Bell.
No, it's a big man.
Yes, it is, but a nice open field tackle in the backfield by Labette County. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Wildcat football, White again under center, Sundgren the back, one receiver right and left. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pitches it outside. Here's Rice. Can he shed a tackler? No, he can't.
Tackled him with his legs.
As Andon Searles grabbed his ankle.
With his legs.
Explain the rest, Will.
Yeah, so Andon missed it with his arms. One last resort is I got my legs, and he scissor locked him with his legs around one ankle and pulls him down.
He did, as we're looking at the replay here on the scoreboard.
That is literally what it is.
A little bit of Cobra Kai action there. So it'll be 3rd down and 6, almost 5 for these Wildcats on the Grizzly 14-yard line. Grizzly defense just playing for respect. Got to get a stop here. 3rd down and mid. White takes the snap, pitches it outside. Here is Veach. Veach, can he get an edge? Yes, he can. He gets the 1st down, then he's hit out of bounds by Andon Searles. So it's 1st and goal Wildcats. on the Grizzly 5-yard line. Yeah, Wildcats, their starters are in the ballgame. Sundgren,
They want one more
White,
score.
Veach, Baker, Rice. They're in the ballgame.
And this is one, and this is just from an outsider looking in. This is one series I don't think will be renewed after this year, as they're in 2-year agreements. El Dorado has elected not to play a JV game on Monday against Labette County, which tells me that this will probably be the final meeting between these two squads.
As Sundgren up the middle, he does get the touchdown, as it looked like he was going to be brought down short at the 1-yard line, as I believe it was Lane Simmons, number 75 in there, who had his arms completely around Sundgren, but he just carried Simmons into the end zone for the touchdown. Sundgren played a great second half so far, again in their special 2-point setup. And they don't like what they see, so Trip Baker, who was the quarterback, calls for him to kick the extra point. Baker is going to be the kicker. Here's the snap, and it's a direct snap to Baker, and he throws it. It was a trick play, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by Andon Searles, so the 2-point conversion is no good. I've never seen a trick kick like that before.
I don't think it was a trick kick.
Was that on accident?
Yeah, it was
It convinced me.
It was a bad snap. If you watch the replay, it's a bad. Oh, they didn't show it. It's a bad snap that was fumbled by the handler, and it tipped all the way up into the kicker's hands. So he just tried to get rid of it without taking a hit.
You know, they may have invented a football-changing play right there. Direct snap to the kicker, and then throw it to a tight end coming off of a block in the back of the end zone. What do you think of that?
Never know.
Is that legal?
Just as long as the defense rushes.
Yeah.
They don't rush, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that is true. 6:57 to go in the ball game. Wildcats 51, Grizzlies 7. We'll take one more 30-second timeout here on KLKC. You're listening to Labette County Grizzly football.
At Labette Health, we've earned our place as a top 100 hospital in the nation for joint replacement. Serving a 6-county area since 1961, Labette Health has also earned national recognition as a respected regional medical center renowned for its comprehensive healthcare services and commitment to high-quality patient care. With over 80 physicians and providers throughout southeast Kansas, Labette Health is 100% devoted to medical excellence. For more information or to find a provider near you, call 620-421-48.
Tumbles out of bounds, as that has happened multiple times tonight. So the Grizzlies will get the ball on their own 35-yard line. Decent field position if you're looking to just put another touchdown on the board or try some plays that you want to experiment here for the Grizzlies. Now's a good time to do it.
Yeah, and Labette County's got a lot of young kids on the field now as they're just trying to put their bench in here, down 51-7, and still not a running clock. So I don't know if this is by plan of no
it's hardcore football over here in El Dorado.
No mercy rule here, but this is brutal.
As the referee is signaling something, as
kick
it
out of bounds, so
doesn't
it goes to
matter.
35.
So just under 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Holtzman's going to remain the quarterback. Wagner is the back. 2 receivers to the right side. It is Kohler and Eaton. No receiver to the left. Pistol formation is Holtzman and Wagner. Holtzman takes the snap, gives it to Wagner, and he is pummeled in the backfield. The second he got the ball, he was met. That's going to be a loss of 5 on the carry. So 2nd down and 15. Now back them up to their own 30-yard line is Labette County.
Brock Shell was through the line before Wagner ever had the ball in his hand.
He could have almost stolen the handoff.
He was pretty close.
He was. .6:20 to go. Clock is still running. Labette County waiting for the play to come in from the sideline as they're all just kind of looking over there waiting to be told what to do.
Let the clock run, gentlemen.
As it does hit 0, will they burn a timeout?
They will.
They will burn a timeout. So we'll burn some more time here on KLKC. 30-second break. We're back with Labette County Grizzly football.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Avoid the delay of game. So 2nd down and 15. They have the ball on their own 30. 6 minutes to go. It's been a long fourth quarter.
Mercy rule must got taken out of high school sports.
It must have been.
Or we're not there yet. I'm not sure.
It's a 44-point lead for El Dorado and no running clock. Holtzman takes the snap. He'll drop back, looks to pass this time, throws over the top, and he's got his man open, and it's incomplete, as it was just underthrown, but it did go through the arms, it looked like, of Cody Hambleton. So it's nice to see the Grizzlies target a tight end up the seam. So some diversity there shown by Kendall Holtzman on his targets.
Yeah, and that's the backup tight end at that. That's normally Luke Ryan running that for Labette County, who went down in week 1.
As a couple injuries have proven tough for these Grizzlies to get over, is Luke Ryan, tough break. Trey Vinson, tough break. 3rd and 15, Labette County. Holtzman takes the snap. He'll look left, and he'll throw it left deep. It'll be to Griff Eaton, and it's incomplete, but we do get a flag. So it's looking like it's going to be pass interference on the Wildcats, I would assume, as we will await the call here.
I don't think there's any way they could call it on Griffin. But
yeah, Griffin's just trying to catch the football, as that scenario has taken place many times tonight. Holtzman throwing it to Eaton down the seam on the left or right side, and Griff is just swarmed, but the ball was never close enough to him for them to call pass interference.
And that time it was. Are discussing it.
They've been discussing a lot tonight. As I'm convinced
last time they waved it off.
Yeah. And we'll see what the man in the white hat has to say as he makes his way to midfield. Offsetting penalties. There was pass interference on the Wildcats. And then there was also offensive pass interference.
On both of them.
I've never seen that call in my life.
I haven't ever seen where they're offsetting.
How do you have offensive and defensive pass interference?
At that point, there's just no flag.
Exactly. But we're professional here. Under 4 minutes to go. Holtzman takes the snap.
Why not?
Looks left, throws deep left, and it goes through the hands of his intended target. Down the left sideline again was Griff Eaton. Everybody listening probably could have predicted who I was getting ready to say, as Griff has been a obvious favorite of quarterback Kendall Holtzman. And so Andon Searle's going to come on to punt it away. 3:19 and counting.
Hey, we hit running clock.
As I think the clock did run as the officials were discussing, because we were around the 6-minute mark, and when we snapped the next play, we were around the 4. So Searle's another low snap. He's forced to run again.
Oh,
he gets to the 35, gets to the 40, doesn't get the first down. He's 5 yards short before he's pushed out of bounds.
He needed one block.
He did, as he's been getting close, but the play is for him to punt it away, not to run. So the snaps have just been a little bit low on the special teams punting unit for Labette County. Clock is running, 2:40 and counting to go in the game. Wildcats make their way onto the field.
New quarterback.
As there is a new quarterback on the field for the Wildcats, as they're in the huddle, still looking like they're still going for blood. So it will be, looks like number 15, Cole Ricard. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off up the middle, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. It was 26, rather. Number 26, Trey Burns, 6 foot tall, 187-pound junior running back for these Wildcats. So some new faces in for both squads, it looks like, with 2 minutes and counting to go in the game. 2nd down and 9 Wildcats at the Grizzly 39. As there are still some fans hanging around for the Wildcats and Grizzlies, even with the score being what it is. And it looked like we have some movement, and they're going to call it.
That was a big delay play.
It was. I think the ref was like, do I call it?
Clock's going to run either way.
The clock is
we're not.
As the clock does stop, it was offsides in Labette County, so that pushes the Wildcat offense forward 5 more yards. So that knocks it down to second, and manageable, 2nd and 4. 1:30 and counting to go in the game. Grizzly defense just looking to hang on and keep the Wildcats out of the end zone for this next 1:15.
Yeah, and a lot of freshmen making their way out onto the field right now for Labette County. They've got several freshmen on the field in this drive.
Ricard under center. He takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Burns. Burns plows his way forward. His line's helping him out. He'll get the first down and 2 more yards after that. 50 seconds and counting to go in the game. Burns doing a nice job behind this Wildcat offensive front. 1st and 10 at the Grizzly 28-yard line. As it looks like this is going to be the last play of the game, Will, as this 4th quarter has been a long one.
It has. And there's a long road trip back home, Jack.
Yes, there is. There is a long road trip home. But it was fun coming out here. Beautiful facility here in El Dorado. Enjoyed calling this one alongside Will. He takes the snap. It's Burns up the middle again. He finds a seam, and he is going to be brought down to the ground, but not after picking up the first down. It was Burns on the carry, and it looked like 17, Bradley Black for these Grizzlies on the tackle. So that's going to do it. 000's read on the scoreboard. El Dorado 51, Labette County 7. We'll take a 30-second break and have a brief post-game show for you here on KLKC. Grizzlies lose at 51-7 on the road. 30-second break on KLKC.